Hey everybody. Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It's Friday morning, June 4th, 2021. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that there's one big request that I make every day. And it's if you have questions, I really want to answer them. So click below the video, add a comment, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe. This way you get updates. And more importantly, I know that I'm helping you. I know I'm providing value. And the more thumbs up we get, the more that I know that's the type of content that you want to watch. So that's really important to me. So we're going to talk about Elon Musk today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin mining stocks today. We're going to talk about his breakup with them again. If you remember about maybe a week or two ago on a Sunday, I posted a video about Tesla and Elon Musk and his quotes and his posts. He needs to focus on making cars. Stop this crap, Elon. I just can't even stress it enough. As an entrepreneur, somebody who's been in business since 1988, focus on what you do and let the other people focus on the finance. Get your head back into making cars. So we're going to take a look at the quote. We're going to take a look at two Bitcoin mining stocks in particular, and how we would be looking to trade them, what kind of price action we're looking for. One of them actually has more than a 50% haircut from where it was just a couple of months ago when it made new all-time highs. If you watch the videos every day, you know that we do tape reading. We are looking to elevate you from chart reader to trader. Trader means you're making decisions. Trader means that no matter what happens, you're in control of the outcome. So as these Bitcoin mining stocks are going lower, before we start to look for a spot to buy these Bitcoin mining stocks and get them on the way back up, we need to see two things, not just one, we need to see two. We need to see positive price action, and then we need to see volume. We need to see the smart money stepping in. And one day of rally is good, it's a start, but you need to put that together with what we call energy candlesticks, which means opens down here, closes way up here, and has a big volume associated with it. Remember, it's both. It's not one, it's both. And that's, excuse me, that's where you start to do tape reading. All right, we're going to head on over to the screen. We're going to take a look at the Elon Musk headlines about Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at the two stocks, the two Bitcoin mining stocks that we watch, and then we're going to segue over into what we do every day, which is look at the SPY ETF chart analysis, and then we're going to go into sector rotation. And there's one really strong sector that we want you to focus on today that's going to be a big part of my focus today as well. So let's head on over to the charts. Head on over to the charts. Let's head on over to, I'm using new software today. Excuse me for just 1 second. All right, so here's where we're going to start. We're starting out with Elon, and he really just needs to pay attention to his company and what he's doing and get out of the finance part of it. So what we're going to focus on right now is the fact that every time he opens his mouth on Twitter, Bitcoin, all cryptocurrencies take a hit. So he's really hitting, he's hitting the bid, as it's known in trading, on his quotes. I have no idea why he's doing it, but it's not helping anybody who's in this area right now. I will say this, though, and it's the reason that we very rarely talk about crypto. Obviously, we're Stock Trading Pro, but we talk about Bitcoin mining stocks is because this one tweet from this guy can crush this entire market, and you really need to be on top of your game. So what we're going to be talking about today as the first company we're going to be looking at is RIOT, a Bitcoin mining company, and we're going to be talking about Marathon Digital Holdings. Mara is the symbol, okay? So we work our way over into both of those charts. First, let's take a look at what Bitcoin futures are doing right now in the midst of this conversation. You can see it's actually down 1,850 again. This rally that was sustained for the last 2 days already taking a hit. Really, bottom line is we had 30,000. You know, let me go out to the continuous futures contract so that we can get a really good Bitcoin, so that we can get a really good feel for what's going on. This $30,000 level is the level that we've really been watching big time right here. And you can see that's actually where we bounced last time. Maybe if I go just a little bit higher than that, but you get the idea. So 30,000 is the big level. We're kind of floating in nowhere land right now. We're actually just sitting right above that level, and the market has not recovered. Doesn't mean it can't. It means that's what's happening now. And I want to come back on the screen because, again, my mission is to help elevate you from chart reader, just somebody who understands chart patterns. Millions of people understand chart patterns, but not that same amount of people understand how to make money. So hopefully you right now, we're gonna give you the mindset. We're gonna teach you how to think like a professional trader. And that's this. Right now, based on this news, based on the price action of both those Bitcoin mining stocks, as well as Bitcoin itself. Right now, it's going down. Right now, they're consolidating. So what's going on? What's going on in the mind of a professional trader is we know we have big support in Bitcoin at 30,000. So we're using Bitcoin as a proxy to tell us how we should be trading these Bitcoin mining stocks. So when the Bitcoin goes down, these stocks go down with it. When Bitcoin rallies, generally speaking, the same thing with stock futures, the Bitcoin mining stocks rally. So as of right now, this is what I'm thinking. We'll go back to the chart in a second. Right now, we have bearish order flow in Bitcoin, all of this other noise around it, maybe even stimulating it on the downside. And we're in what is basically known as a channel. I know that's not really super advanced technical analysis, but you need to know that, because if you're actively trading within this channel right now, you're essentially guessing. You're guessing when it's going to rally again. Don't guess. Be in control. Say, I know what I need to see, which is I need to see energy candlesticks with volume, which means that in these Bitcoin mining stocks, right now we are in what's known as the markdown phase. The markdown phase is smart money is hitting the bid. Smart money is dumping supply in the market, and it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. And then we eventually end up going sideways. And once it goes sideways, then we want to pay attention to the volume within that sideways pattern. And once it goes sideways on lighter volume, we can expect it to continue to go lower. If we go down and go sideways on heavy volume, that means we're churning and money's changing from sellers, where buyers are now staying on the bid and buying shares. This is an important part of price action to understand, and it's really what we mean by tape reading. So right now, as of right now, Bitcoin futures are hovering right above that 30,000 level. They're sitting actually about 36,000 right now, maybe a little bit lower than that, but that's the level. But the higher level than that is 40,000. So really right now, it's kind of stuck between 30,000 and 40,000 as far as the price action there. That's what the tape is telling us right now. So how does that translate over? So I just gave you the levels that matter. That's what we're doing. We're scripting what we're going to do before we need to do it in both these Bitcoin mining stocks and what we need to see in Bitcoin. So that's how you set up your day every day. It doesn't matter what stock you're looking to trade. You need to know, if this happens, then I plan to do this. If this happens, then I plan to do this. That's what's going to separate you from somebody who is, I don't understand, a bull flag didn't make me money. That's not trading. That's chart reading. Just complaining about a bull flag, complaining about any type of price action that doesn't follow through. It means you need to elevate your game to say, I understand. And what I said before the trade is, if this bull flag rallies, I'll buy it. If the bull flag does not rally, I'll do what I'm supposed to do, which is scale out or get out. That's trading. That's what you should be aspiring to do. Never be a victim to price action. Very important. And that's in your control. That has nothing to do with what the market does. Okay, so we're going to go back over. We just outlined the play in Bitcoin and what we're going to be looking for in Bitcoin futures. So what we're going to look at now, we'll start out with Mara, and you can see how hard we've been working the charts in Mara. And this is what I meant here. Actually, up here is where it made all-time highs, was flying to new all-time highs. And by the way, I gave you a trading quote that is used on trading floors across the country, where I said the stock took a 50% haircut, and actually almost more than that. And that essentially means that the stock price fell by 50%. So when you say the stock took a haircut or a big haircut, that means that it came down pretty hard. So what's going on now? Well, we failed here. We actually had what members of our boot camp know as a 1, 2, 3 top. This is the level where sellers step back in and took control of the stock. And as of right now, we are seeing lower lows and lower highs. We thought we broke the trend now, but now what we're looking to do is this. This is the way you set up your trade. There's the first level. So the same way this is a top, now we have a potential bottom over here in the short-term price action. So what we actually did here, and this is what you need to do in every single stock that you are trading. When you have any trend that you're managing, you need to know where it started and what it would need to look like for it to change. Now, if you notice, this is very similar to what we're looking at in the SPY ETF right now, which is we're in this box. This is where we broke the trend. This is the previous high before we broke the trend. And we need to get out of this window in order for us to say the continuation of the SPY ETF or a new trend into the downside, in this case, where bearish order flow came in. So as of right now, the chart analysis of the SPY ETF is we are stuck in this box. So if we take that back to Mara specifically, we are now stuck in a box. This is the low, actually a little bit lower right there. That's the low prior to this break right here where we broke this downtrend. So we have that level right now where buyers tried to push it up to. We have this level here where sellers did push it up to. So right now we're in a box. Mara's in a box right now. Bitcoin futures are in a box right now. Let's take a look at RIOT. Very similar situation where, let me actually zoom this out a little bit more. Go up here and over here. So one thing you want to remember too, this is kind of important, whenever you're drawing trend lines, it's very important that you don't go through any price action. You want to go from the lowest low up to the highest low without going through any price. That's the proper way to draw a trend line. Now, sometimes stocks go parabolic and it looks like you're way off there. Then you simply move it over and go to the most recent price action. That's very important. So we're going to head back over to RIOT. I just wanted to make sure we threw that trend line lesson in there. So go back over to RIOT, and you can see that RIOT is very similar to what we just looked at in Mara. So that's where we broke the trend line. That's where we rallied up to, and buyers were only able to hold it there, and that's the previous low. So what does that mean? That means that both of these stocks right now and Bitcoin are all in a box. We're waiting for them to tip their hand. So that's actually what we talk about. So a lot of times stocks are trending and then they pause. They trend and then they pause. When stocks go in that pause, it doesn't matter if it's 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. In this case here, a couple of weeks. And the market, actually the SPY ETF now, a couple of months, there's no need to guess. Let it get out of that. Let the market tip its hand. Let the smart money footprints, I haven't had enough coffee today. I'm only on my first cup. Let the smart money footprints tip its hand with what I said at the beginning of the video. So if you're looking to buy these Bitcoin related stocks, the Bitcoin mining stocks specifically, let the smart money give us a energy candlestick backed by heavier volume, closing near the highs outside of this window. So again, we're scripting what we need to see. There's no reason to guess. You need to be in control of what happens. Remember, we talk about this all the time, and it's my mission to make everybody understand this. We need to know as traders what is probably going to happen next, but what we're definitely going to do. And that's where you become in control. So if we go back now, we'll do specific prices for both of these. So if we're looking to set alerts now, which is different than setting a buy stop, we're looking up here at 31 for RIOT to tell us now the buyers have stepped back up. And Mara, we're looking at around 27. Now, what's kind of interesting here is, and we'll just do this very quickly in Mara, the next question that comes in is, where is the profit target? Let's say we do rally here and get above this level. Where is the profit target? And that's where you come over and you start to use some pretty time-tested tools. And we're going to use a Fibonacci retracement level. So if you go down to, assuming this is the bottom, if you go down to the low and mark that from the high, generally speaking, a 50% retracement level is the first target that we set for a little bit longer term trade like this, which is a little bit longer term than a day trade and maybe in a swing trade. So right now we're looking up here at roughly just over $38. So that's another important thing that we discuss all the time, is knowing your profit targets. Because don't forget, and again, we need to discuss this every day because it's an important part of being a successful trader, which is we're all willing to accept risk on a trade, but we're only willing to accept risk on a trade because we believe that there's a higher probability that our profit target is going to be hit as opposed to our stop loss. That's the whole reason we accept risk, right? But what is the proper target to set? So if we have here and we're accepting this risk, our initial profit target needs to be realistic within the price action of what the stock normally does. And that's the only reason we buy that stock, because the profit target justifies accepting the risk. That's an important concept to write down. Okay, so that's how we outlined the trade in Bitcoin mining stocks, Mara and RIOT. What we're going to do now is we're going to do what we do every day. We're going to shift on over into energy stocks specifically, because if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know this. Hopefully you subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, click down below. We do sector rotation every day. I'll leave a sector rotation video for you at the end for you to click through, show you the whole process of how we do it. But energy stocks and basic materials have made their way to the top of the list again. You can see why we're watching this. And what I want to get across here again, if you happen to be new to the channel, the market, we just outlined what the SPY ETF is doing. It's kind of doing nothing. It's kind of just going sideways, right? Day to day, week to week, hour to hour. We had one rally yesterday in the SPY that was pretty good, which was the 10:30 to 11:30 rally, which, by the way, if you're day trading stocks, that's important to know. Something that we do in our community every day is we notice from 1 hour to the next, to the next, to the next. These are all little pockets of opportunity that you can take advantage of from 1 hour to the next, and then you kind of reset it in 1 hour to the next. It's probably the easiest way to day trade, probably the day trading secret not a lot of people understand. We actually had a trade in NUE yesterday that I can outline for you that was one of our better opportunities just based on this one strategy. So we're going to focus right now. I'm going to give you a little update on AMC and the other meme stocks, and then we're going to go into some energy stocks. So we're going to head right back over to the charts. And okay, so we got the outline there. We're going to quickly take a look at AMC, which is actually taking a hit again. There's more news about shares and all of that kind of stuff. Look, I am not advising anybody to short it. I think anybody shorting it right now is needs to be a very experienced trader in case the stock catches a bid. Again, if you're day trading and short, that's fine if you have the experience to make fast decisions. But right now, I am still looking for spots to get long. But again, I'm reading the tape, waiting for those spots to get long. But you need to know the story has changed just a little bit. One of the stocks that we were watching yesterday as well that we called out yesterday morning, BBBY. We had a couple of good trades intraday in this thing yesterday, but it closed near the lows again. So what I'm really giving you right now is day trading ideas that have good volume, good volatility. So obviously AMC, GME. GME actually consolidated near the high of the day, a little different from the other ones, and BB. Those are, and BYND, actually, we're going to talk about that as well. So BlackBerry, which has not been in play for a while, and BYND. So the point that I want to make about these meme stocks, they're really not for everybody. You really need to be able to make quick decisions. However, I want to make sure I say this within context. If you're an active trader and you could make good decisions, you could make fast decisions. You understand risk management, you understand getting out into momentum in these types of trades, specifically as a day trader in the stocks that we just mentioned. You definitely want to be watching them. There's opportunity. But I will say this, because they're trading so many shares, level 2 right now can be a little bit confusing. We actually have a video on level 2 that I'll post in the description as well if you want to understand how to read level 2 and time and sales. Because there's so many shares being traded right now, level 2 can be a little bit hard to read while this activity is going on. So I strongly suggest that you drop it down a couple of time frames, maybe go to, I generally don't go below the 5-minute candlestick chart, but if you want to go all the way down to the 1, there's opportunity if you could make fast decisions. That's the big part of that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish up now going into some energy stocks, actually. Let me just pull up that list so I can give you the full list that we are going to be focusing on today. So SM, we actually pointed out yesterday. Hopefully you took advantage of something over the last couple of days. We actually talked about this bullish breakout and this level. And now we've traded into consolidation again. Remember, I talked about consolidating, expanding into a breakout. SM looks good there. CPE. Well, another one that will be on my radar today, and one that has not, two that haven't broken out yet. PXD right at that level, but a little bit different here because it's now a 5-day rally into resistance. So this would be, for me personally, this would be half position size looking for a breakout. And finally, I'm going to finish up with FANG, which is a popular stock to trade in our community. You can see that's now paused for 2 days right at that resistance level. So remember, we actually got into sector rotation and we're just focusing right now, despite the market not doing that much. We're going to focus where smart money's holding the bid. If they break out, great. If they don't break out, big deal. That's real trading. Anybody who tells you every trade they take makes money, they're full of beans. We're putting, if this happens, then I do this. If this happens, then I do this. So we have plenty of ideas, plenty of opportunity today. The one other stock, two other stocks actually I want to talk about today. A little bit, speaking of Elon Musk and the whole, what he actually does for a living, which is Tesla, General Motors and Ford. Two stocks to pay attention to right now. I know we called them out last week as well, but hopefully I'll remind you and you're in the right stock. So let's head into the day having an awesome mindset. Remember what we talked about before about thinking like a pro. You need to elevate yourself from chart reader to trader. That puts you in control. If this happens, then I'm going to do this. If this happens, then I'm going to do this. If you want to do this with us in real time, click the link below the video. I'd love to see you in our swing trading community. If you're an active day trader, let us know too. We'd love to speak on that side too. So have an awesome day. Be better than you ever thought you possibly could be. That's how I wake up every day. Every day is a blessing. I'll see you soon. Have a profitable day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me.